Hi, this is Vic. In this tutorial, we'll look at how to make a method that cannot be overridden and also how to make a class that cannot be extended or inherited. So both of these tasks can be accomplished by using a keyword final. The use of final we have seen in the tutorial in which I have shown you how to make a constant. So to make a method from getting overridden to provide it a functionality that cannot be overridden by the subclass, what we can do is here write final. This is a keyword. So what this final did, this is saying that this method details is a final method and the declaration or the definition cannot be present in any of the subclasses, or in short we can say this cannot be overridden. So if we go to the employee.java, that is employee class, now you can see that this method is giving an error that details in employee cannot override details in person. Overridden method is final. And let's comment this details part so that we are left with no errors. Now if we want the person class to be a final class, that is which cannot be inherited by any other class, what we can do, we can make it public final class person. So now this class cannot be overridden by any other class. So if we go back to the employee and wait for NetBeans to compile it, here you can see employee cannot inherit from final person. So this is giving an error and we cannot use it. And if we remove this extends person, here you can see the error is gone. And since we are using super and employee is not having the extends here, this is giving an error. So put back the extends part here and go back to person and remove the final. And in Java, there are some classes that Java has already made final. For example, the string class. So if we try to extend the string that is extends string, this will produce an error. It will be saying cannot inherit from final string. So the string class is a final class and we cannot inherit the string class, and there are many other classes that Java has provided as final. These final methods and classes, why would we need them? The final methods can be some important methods for a class that you don't want the other classes that are extending the class that you have made. You don't want the functionality of those methods to be manipulated or changed by the class that have extended it. So you can make that class as final. And if you want the functionality of your class to remain the same and you don't want other classes to make any changes or add some additional functionality to it, you can make a class as final. Now we have seen the two functionalities of final, that is the final class, the final method, and the final values, the final instances, the constants we have seen in the previous tutorial. But since we are having final here, let's make a recap for that. So let's make this string as final. So make it final string name. Now this is a final keyword. This is showing an error, the constructor. This is saying the variable name might not have been initialized. So now if we do name equal to ABC, this will be producing an error, because if we are making something as final, this should be declared and initialized in the same line. So let's remove this and make an equals here and assign a value of ABC. So now this is not giving any error, and this is giving an error because this name has become final. Now the last thing I want to cover over here is the static method that cannot be overridden. The static methods cannot be overridden. They can only be redefined in the class that is inheriting the superclass. So if we make this as not as final, let's make it as static. And this is giving an error because we have to make name and age as static, because a static can only refer to static variables. So make it static, and this also as static. So this is not giving an error. And now let's make the details in the employee as static. So here is the employee, and Here, let's uncomment these. We have to make a static over here, static void details, and now this SSN and sal are also the non-static one, so make them static string SSN and static double sal. And this is giving an error because super is a non-static variable. So it is saying a non-static variable super cannot be referenced from a static context. So let's comment this out, super.details, and type signature of the static void details is same as in this class, static void details. But even then, this is not overridden. This is only hidden by the employer class because a static is associated with the class itself and not to a particular object. Now let's call this details. We have emp.details. So if we do a shift F6 over here, we will be getting the employee details. And if we have a person object, let's uncomment this. So now if we do a shift F6, here you can see we get the person details. So that means this is not overridden, and you might be wondering how I did a static calling by using the person reference, because I have told you that static methods can be only used by prefixing the class name and then making it .details like this. If we make it person.details, this will be the same as person, because Java provides this functionality. If we have a reference to the class, this reference can be used to call the static method. So this person.details naming the class or naming a reference person will do the same. And even though you can see here we are using an object of employee, but the reference is of person, so still we are getting the person details with this statement. So the static methods cannot be overridden. They can be redefined because a static method is always associated with a class and not with a particular object. So with this we come to the end of this tutorial, and see you next time.